This is Dennis Hampton. I'm checking in with just a quick review. Well, not a review. This is, I guess, a preview to a review that I'm going to do for this phone. I'm going to start reviewing Uber phones, like phones that work well with the app and phones that don't work well with the app. Specifically, I wish I'd have done this when I had the 6S Plus. It was actually worked. It actually got more requests. When I say work with the app, I mean how it gets requests, how it seamlessly flies between the application and the navigation, and just how it works, how well it works with communication as well. The iPhone 6S Plus, it actually had a really great feature with Waze, where you can send off the ETA, and they say it's supposed to be coming to Android pretty soon, as well as the fact that it was just a solid. I can't deny it. It was a really solid device, and hindsight being 2020, I would have stayed with that as opposed to going with the Galaxy, the Note, because the Note, it's just kind of wonky. I love the phone, I love the features, and the funny thing is I went through the same exact thing with the Note 3, to where I just cashed out on the Note 3 and I cashed out on a 5S, and I ended up selling the Note 3 probably for about $50 less than what I paid for it, and I kept the 5S running until recently, when I just recently upgraded, and I sold that for a couple $100. But yeah, so this review, I'm literally going to be doing a review of how many hits I get. I'm going to run this for another, I think, about 2 or 3 days. I'll run this test, and it'll be how many hits I get, the frequency, the situation. I use a magnetic mount, and the beautiful thing about the Note is that for some reason, I guess there's a lot of metal in the phone, but for some reason you do not need adhesive magnets for it to work with that particular mount. If you see my Moto X that I'm currently using, the screen is shattered on this phone, but I do have it in a case just so I can use a magnetic mount. But the Moto X works very, very well with the Uber app. It's an Android device. I think it's probably the best Android device I've used. I've used quite a few different phones. I've used the LGs. I used the G3. I used a LG Leon. I used the LG. I used the LG. Which one was it with the Stylo? I used the Samsung Galaxy Edge. I used the Samsung Galaxy S3, the Samsung Galaxy S4, and I've used a Note 3. And if I didn't say it already, I've used the iPhone 4S that Uber originally gave to us, though I had a Verizon variant, and the service was really, CDMA and 3G for Verizon and 3G for Sprint is absolutely terrible. It is just dismal service, to where you would get a lot of those request error signs, things like that. That's due to poor connections. There's an execute error to where it won't complete the request, and I've also dealt with the what else? The iPhone 5, the iPhone 5S, the iPhone 6, the iPhone 6 Plus, and the iPhone 6S Plus. I've used Uber on all of those platforms, and I honestly, to my personal opinion, I believe that the 4S probably netted me the best service. It's between the 4S and the 5S. With the 5, it was kind of wonky, but the 5S and the 4S, they were great phones for doing Uber. I did not like the navigation. I didn't like the Apple phone, and I got away from Apple when I used to have to constantly update the. I would have to constantly update the. The location. I would have to stop and input the destination and go from there. Whereas you see, I'm in a pathetic Wi-Fi situation right now because the app won't load. I might have to authenticate. Yeah, see that? But yeah. So use this just to authenticate. But wow, it's like really slow in here right now. Anywho, it's not working. So the app isn't really working well. So. But anyways, with all the phones that I've used, I think I'm kind of like a phone guru when it comes to what actually works with Uber and what doesn't. And I don't know if it's this body, if it's this design, being all glass and metal that has kind of killed the experience or what, but I just know that it's not a great phone for doing this. And I had 2 trips early this morning. They were like pretty much back to back from the house. I haven't really left this area today. I've been just chilling, just kind of taking it easy. And yeah, so that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna give you guys this review and let you guys know what I think about the Samsung. Until I'm done, later days, and do what you guys do. I would say Uber on, but I'm not particularly a fan of Uber these days. They've kind of oversaturated my market, and they have killed what used to be a pretty decent way, mode of making a living. It was honest. So yeah, I'll give you guys a review, and I'll be back later. Peace.